Hey you guys, we're going to be making some party appetizers. I'm going to be making a dirt pudding and a 5-layer bean dip. That's what my family likes sometimes. And then I've got these meatballs that I'm going to use a Sweet Baby Ray's sauce on, hickory and brown sugar. And as a snack for me and my husband, I'm going to make some country ham and biscuits while I'm cooking the other stuff. And let's get it all going. Now with country ham, you have to kind of break it apart. It's these little side pieces that they cut off the full hams, so you can use them as in soups or with biscuits. And sometimes they have these little nasty pieces on them. And I used to wouldn't. I'd throw away a whole package if there was too many in them, but now I take, a clue from my granny and just kind of pick them out and cook the ham. And my granny quit making bacon when ham prices went down. And so I do that too. Now this is the meatballs. What I'm planning on doing is the meatballs are frozen. And I'm going to put them in a pot. And what I'd like to do is steam them with a little bit of water and then brown them. And then I'm going to put them in a larger baking dish. But first, we got to get them steamed so they're nice and soft and can soak up the barbecue later. And while those are going, we're going to get started on the dirt pudding. And Walmart sent me the wrong pudding. I wanted 2 French vanillas, but I got 1 French vanilla and 1 cheesecake flavoring for diabetic, sugar-free. But it tasted really good after we ate it. I actually added a little bit of a sweetness that was good, like a tang, because of the cheesecake flavor. But you just got to mix the pudding. And then I had to check the meatballs just in case because I didn't want to, burn them or nothing. And then went back to the pudding. And my bowl started getting pretty filled up. This is the cream cheese. And then you add the whipped cream. That measuring cup that I used for the milk, that was my grandmother's. And I love having that and using her stuff in my kitchen. And this is me just stirring up the meatballs, taking another little pudding break to make sure my meatballs go well. And now we got to break up the Oreos. This is my favorite part. You just take out all your anger on them. Get them nice and crushed up. You're riding a 1-horse open sleigh. And now comes the layering. A lot of people do it all kinds of different ways. Some people mix it all together. But I put the pudding down, and then I put the Oreos. And it doesn't matter if the whipped cream and cream cheese and pudding isn't mixed in all together perfectly. I'm fine with it being a little lumpy and separated. I think it kind of adds a little flavor there. It's pretty good. Okay, we got 1 dish down, and we're about to put it in the fridge. And I think I'm going to run out of space pretty soon. It's pretty full. Okay, it looks like the country ham is done, and I'm ready to do some biscuits. And these are just the canned flaky biscuits from Walmart. We like the flaky ones. Now, while the biscuits are cooking, I'm taking my meatballs and I'm pouring them in that big pan. I'm putting the barbecue sauce on them. And then what I do is I put more water in the barbecue sauce thing and I shake it up, and then I add it all to the thing so that it will marinate overnight in the fridge. And in the morning, I'll cook it a little bit. Now, this is the biscuits. They're done and ready. And me and my husband are going to have a little jelly biscuit with grape jelly and some ham. And I'm going to take a little break before I come back and do the 5-layer bean dip. This ham was so salty, but it was also really good. And my dog even loved it. I've got a couple more dogs, but she's the prettiest. Her name is Shadow. Now it's time to open the cans for the bean dip. I prefer to just use a little manual can opener. And what we got is the Walmart's version of the Rotel and the refried beans. And I didn't know you could get refried beans in a can the first time I ever made this. I got canned pinto beans and cooked and mushed them. But it's a lot easier to just get them in the can. And sometimes I put a little salt in them and mush them up, and it just adds a little flavor. You could also add some onion powder or some garlic powder. It turned out I had a whole lot more bean stuff than I meant to, so I had to get another container and also one to put in the fridge and one in the freezer because I was making too much. Now the next step after you get the beans spread out is to take your taco seasoning. I just used Walmart taco seasoning. That's what Elise Myers likes to use in all her recipes. And sometimes you can just put chili powder in there or paprika and then a little bit of like red chili flakes. But I just used taco seasoning today. And the next step is going to be the salsa. And I don't feel like I put enough salsa in. It was a little bit on the dry side for me this time. And I like it, you know, a lot of salsa in the middle. And I put some Rotel also. Well, Walmart Rotel in the middle with it. And then after that, and then the next step is the cheese. You just get it all spread out. And you could probably use like pepper jack and some other kinds of cheeses in that. But I just use that 3 cheese blend. And then I top it with some more fake Rotel. I really, at this point, was having trouble finding places to put stuff in my fridge. But we got all our dishes done at the moment. And then also in the morning when I am baking those meatballs for about an hour at 350, I'll be making a vegetable platter. And that will be our appetizers for the party. So thanks for listening. I hope this wasn't too boring. Bye.